Chapter 11. The Market. Monster Cores. In the Doki mainland, they are also known as magic crystals. The monster core is the energy nuclei within a magic monster. The monster core is filled with extremely violent world energy. When facing this kind of violent world energy, even a Do Wang wouldn't risk absorbing a monster core. Even though monster cores cannot be absorbed directly, it is a core ingredient in alchemy. A monster core that goes through an alchemist's refining can be infused with some herbs to become desirable and expensive pills that can increase one's strength. Furthermore, monster cores can be placed on weapons. The weapon that has been fused with a monster core does not only have increased destructive power, it can also have special Doki effects, and becomes a highly sought-after commodity in the Doki mainland. Besides weapons, monster cores can also be added to armors and defensive equipment. The defensive equipment that have monster cores have an extreme defense and give their users an extra safety net when they're in danger. With that many uses, monster cores are naturally the most sought-after items within the Doki mainland. Not only dozis but even respectable alchemists search in person for high-level monster cores in order to create higher quality level pills. Under such demand, the supply for monster cores on the mainland is always unable to meet the demand from the buyers. Thus, whenever a high-level core appears in any auction or other setting, it was bought immediately at a high price. Because of the high value of monster cores, many mercenary groups specialize in killing magic monsters for a living, but getting a monster core is not a simple task. First, magic monsters are not only extremely strong, but also very cunning. Because of their devious nature and special attacking methods, magical beasts can be much stronger than humans of the same rank. Hence, without outstanding power of your own, trying to kill a magical beast on your own is impossible and may possibly lose your life without getting a magical core. Even if you do kill a magic beast, not all magical beasts possess a magic core. The probability of a magical beast having a core is almost random, so a mercenary group could have half of their force killed trying to kill a magic monster and yet not find a core. These kinds of incidents happen all the time in Doki mainland. Thus the price of monster cores in Doki mainland are all very expensive, bringing Shun through twisting alleys. Xiao Yan finally arrives at a market that's slightly south in the city. In Lutang City there are a few medium-sized markets and all of them are controlled by one of the three clans. The market Xiao Yan is going in is under Xiao Clan's control. Even though it's under Xiao Clan's control, Xiao Clan is actually only maintaining order and safety in the market. And for compensation, be it mercenaries or merchants who set up stalls, they have to pay taxes to the clan. This is the rule of Doki mainland for a long time and rarely anybody would try to go against it. At the front entrance of the market, there were two guards from Xiao Clan. They undoubtedly knew Xiao Yan and Shimmer, judging from when the guard saw them coming. The guards paused and immediately bowed, slightly nodding his head. Xiao Yan walked inside and looking at the never-ending stream of people, he couldn't help himself from licking his lips. No wonder the clan keeps the market under strict control. With this many people visiting the market, the profits for the clan can't be low. Third young master, Miss Shun'er, would you like to buy something in the market? Right when the two were dizzy looking at the sheer number of people, a respectful voice sounded behind them. Hearing the sound, Xiao Yan turned his head. Behind him were 7 to 8 guys that were wearing the Xiao Clan's uniform. The speaker appeared to be a 30-years-old mature man, wearing a badge with 6 gold stars. He is obviously a 6-star teacher. Noticing the doubt in Xiao Yan's eyes, the man honestly smiled and said, "Third young master, I'm called Pan. The clan leader appointed me to be the leader of the guards for maintaining safety in the market. Last year during young master's birthday, I, Pan came. So, it's Uncle Pan." Xiao Yan blinked, and even though he does not have any impression of Pan, his introduction made Xiao Yan smile, since the man was personally appointed by his father. he would naturally be his subordinate. There would be no issues with loyalty. Even though the Xiao clan wasn't some big and influential force, the clan was divided into different factions. If the man standing in front of him was under the control of the elders, he would have never been so kind and would have just said some customary greetings. I was bored in the clan, so I decided to come out and look around. Uncle Payan, you should go and do your work. If I have any questions, I'll be sure to ask you. Xiao Yan's young voice didn't have any hints of arrogance that a normal young master might have. Instead, his voice was soft and respectful. Anyone who heard it would feel a slight sense of pride and joy. With another uncle, the smile on Payan's face widened and became more sincere. Nodding his head, he said, "Then enjoy looking around, third young master. Our people are all over the market, so if you need anything then just call out for us." Respectfully nodding his head, Xiao Yan pushed her and plunged into the heart of people, disappearing from Payan's sight. "Poli, bring 2 men and follow third young master. Also, warn the thieves in the market that if any of them have any ideas on third young master or Shun'er, then they don't need to be in this market anymore." Looking at the disappearing young boy and girl, Payan turned around and his honest face was replaced by a cunning and capable face. "Yes, Captain," one of the men lowly answered, and with a wave of his hand, him and 2 other men also go into the multitudes of people. Haha. Third young master is still so gentle. It allows people to be relaxed around him. Looking at the 3 men mixing in with the crowd, Payan smiles, but in an instant, the smile turns into a frown and he sighed. "Third young master is such a nice person. It's regretful." Ha! Regretfully shaking his head, Payan leads his remaining underlings and goes to patrol the streets, lazily following Xiao Yan. Shun'er accidentally glanced behind her and smiled. "Xiao Yan GG. Payan's quite nice." Xiao Yan answered with a yup and stands towards a nearby stall. His soul perception was far greater than normal people, so he could detect the guards following him. Looking back forward, Xiao Yan slows down and walks side by side with Shun'er, tilting his head. He jokes, "9 Duan Qi," and already able to detect 3 hiding guards. Shun'er, pretty good. Shun'er copies Xiao Yan and cutely shrugged her shoulders, bringing out her trump card. Smile. "Stay silent." Looking at the silent Shun'er, a smile began to form on his lips, lightly patting her head. He whispers, "Even though I don't know who you are or where you're from, I do know that you are my sister, and no matter what happens in the future, I will always protect you." Lightly smiling, Xiao Yan speeds up and breaks out of his line from Shun'er, her feet stopping. Shun'er stared with her beautiful eyes at the back of the young man that just talked with her. After pausing for a while, a smile begins to creep onto her delicate face. Within the crowd, her figure was swaying back and forth, like a lotus, elegant and pretty. "Sister." Shun'er is a very greedy girl though, tilting her head. Shun'er mutters and then quickly catches up to the young man in front of her, following Xiao Yan while he examines the stalls by the side. Shun'er and Xiao Yan slowly move into the more populated and expensive inner parts of the market. The people that come here to buy and sell usually have decent money or physical power, while Xiao Yan was engrossed in trying to find a monster core. Xiao Xun, who was bored, walked up to a clean stall and with her pale white hand picks up a light green bracelet. The bracelet wasn't crafted with anything special, but it had a hint of ice silver which made it feel cold to the touch, perfect for hot summer days. In addition, even though the material was quite plain, the craftsmanship wasn't bad. Right when Shun'er decided to buy the bracelet, she remembered that she had loaned all of her money to Xiao Yan. Slightly turning around and seeing the busy young man, she could only helplessly shake her head and smile at the old stall owner. Putting down the bracelet, she lazily started moving forward. Her calm manner wouldn't let her ask anyone to buy anything for her, even if it was Xiao Yan. After walking forward for a bit, Right when the bored Xin'er decided to go back to Xiaoyan, a clear laughter rings from ahead. Huh? Isn't this En's? Xin'er. Hey. I wouldn't have thought to find you here. It must be fate. Her thin brow lightly furrowing, Xin'er tried to find the source of the voice but only saw a group of people. The group was following behind a luxuriously dressed young man. The young man was only 20 years old and was quite handsome. His face was slightly pale but his eyes were filled with heat and were staring at the young girl standing in front of him. Within his gaze was also an unrestrained hint of lust.